That was one of the dumbest games I've ever seen. What is up, all you beautiful people? It is I, AkemiTCG, back here with a guest, Patrick C.
Hey guys.
And today, we're going to continue off of the long explanation of Unchained. A lot of you guys seem to like his Unchained explanation and his whole deck building process and just basically how his thought process works. So today we're going to pick his brain a little bit more, and this is his current build of Unchained, is that correct?
It is current. It is basically what I've been playing in real life. I think there's like one or two card difference, but like this is legitimately what I've been. It's as close as it's gonna get to my in real life build as of now. I just picked up Lightning Storm, so I haven't put them in my real life deck. Mm-hmm. But other than that, this is probably my most current build as of now. Yes.
Alright, perfect. And today, Patrick is kind enough to give us 3 replays, and he's going to break down every single one of these replays, down to the nook and cranny, down to the thought molecule that's going through your brain. Is that correct? Every single thought?
I'll try to remember. I will. I promise. I'll make sure it's short and sweet, but, you know, to the point.
Alright, let's get right into it. So he has 3 replays for us. One is... Some of these cards may be different, I believe. Yeah,
there's no particular order. These were against actual decent decks while I was, you know, able to replay, because when you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, it's some people just quit on you like immediately, and there's no point in saving those replays. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard every now and then to come across like a good replay that you want to like actually show off. Because some people don't even stay for full games anymore. It's ridiculous.
Like, you only save them if you're playing combo and you make a nutty combo board like turn 1 and then they quit.
Right.
Alright, first one. So, are you going first or second in this one? Do you remember?
Let's see. But
okay, they're going first.
Nope. So, I can actually chime into that. So, I actually rather go second with this deck.
Okay. Oh, definitely. Because you're playing the Lightning Storms, right? So...
Yeah, Lightning Storms, and you know the deck is more about taking control of their board anyways, so you kind of get a little more of like an open play style when you're going second.
Right. Okay. So...
And this is against Cosmo True Draco.
Is this? Do you remember this is before Diagram got hit to 1?
I believe it was that one.
Okay, got it.
I think because he plays Terraforming and Cosmotown, he was able to do all this.
Okay, so you imperm the Strawman here.
Yeah, Strawman's, if I remember correctly, a very good, you know, backbone of this deck.
Yeah, he grabs like the Slip Rider from the graveyard, then starts to do shenanigans. Or from the banish.
I was like, not today, and as you see, I kind of ruined his play.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. So you changed Apocalypse. You set the Sarama there.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a reason why you set that instead of normal summoning it, or did you feel like there was no point because he had a...
Well, Strawman, I'm not going to get over... I'd rather him, like, not know what he... Like, this is turn 1. He doesn't know what I'm playing yet.
Right.
So, you know, essentially, getting him to trigger off my Monsters effect will be in my favor. It's Sarama, so... You know, starting with Sarama is probably the worst twin to start with, because he's more of a mid-game, late-game... you know, recursion. So, but I do know that I'm going against True Draco or a, you know, a Floodgate deck, so I can't let them get any advantage. I have to stop them like fast and hard. So, you know, I kind of put all my cards on the table in that play, and it was like, all right, it's I gotta be reactive. So,
man, I think a Lightning Storm might hurt here.
A Lightning Storm would hurt. I'm not scared of it right now. I would get one trigger though.
Yeah, off of the Unchained the chamber. Mm-hmm. Alright, he gets Disciples, he gets Soul.
Because I'm trying to kill that diagram.
Right, because that's gonna keep recurring every single turn.
Yep.
And then he Veilers it.
Yep.
And then that doesn't die because Diagram's dumb. I'm surprised you didn't hit the Strawman there.
So I clearly didn't realize Diagram's extra effect to stop battle, and I probably just ran into him like, oh yeah.
Like, whoops.
Like I said, I'll give you the honest truth. It's probably a
forgot.
misplay on my part because I wasn't used to it.
Okay, so he pops your Torrential. Literally, he's popping all the right cards. Because if he popped this card and then he summoned this, then you would have flipped Torrential there, right?
Correct.
Okay. Then he gets a trap from that, activates it. Oh, the trap.
But
and then,
give me my Sarama back, so.
Right, off of Unchained Soul for killing it.
Which is gonna actually help me a bunch.
Is it?
Yes.
Alright, so this grabs your... Because I'm learning this too.
Unchained card.
Set it to your field, then destroy it. So you can set this and then immediately destroy it?
Yes.
Is that correct? Like...
Correct.
Wait, so even if you had no set cards, so would you be able to still do that?
You could literally set the trap and then destroy the trap.
Huh, wow. Okay, got it. That's so good.
Exactly, like I told you, he's wonderful.
Okay, and then you grab Banishment, normal summon it, go into Anguish. Okay, so you link off with this card and then you clap.
Because I'm trying to blow up the field at this point because this Diagram needs to go.
Yeah, his hand's kind of garbo, and then you're gonna pop the Diagram, I'm assuming. You can pop everything, dude.
What a draw.
He can't pop again because he already used it once. Then he draws into Extravagance, of course. What a god. Wait, what?
Like Jesus.
What a monster, he just saved the game. And then he goes into Slip Rider. Oh, that's interesting. I would have, instead of Slip Rider, to pop a back row, I would have went to Dark Lady instead, because he had that option. So that way, when you try to activate this card's effect, he would just like negated it and destroyed it.
Does it negate and destroy?
Yeah, that negates a monster effect and destroy by paying 1,000 life points.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't want to use up his hand. Maybe he wanted more Cosmotown targets.
Yeah, maybe he didn't realize that like
destroying
trigger the back row in this deck is kind of rough.
I think he didn't realize it would trigger Abomination because cards are being destroyed.
Right. Oh, true, true.
Like now it just starts getting combo-y because when you can keep the 4 alive on the field, everything just starts becoming advantageous. It's, you know, I'm destroying stuff and I'm getting cards back.
Yeah, the 4 is like insanely good.
As you can see, I'm slowly getting the advantage back in my favor.
Oh, Dark Destroyer.
Ooh, I remember the big ships being kind of a bitch.
Yeah, because like, how do you get over the big ships? You can't target it.
You run them over.
Exactly. Then it just floats down. Okay. At least Eclipser doesn't float
Look at that
down.
battle. Look at that starship battle going on right there.
He draws into another Extravagance. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Oh, if Diagram was at 3, set rotation would be broken. Since you just drew that. That's unfortunate.
It's okay. It's okay.
Wait, you can't use Dark Lady during damage step? No way, I thought you could. I think he could. Because Dark Lady negates stuff, so I'm pretty sure he can do it during damage step. I think he just didn't realize what that card did. I'm 100% sure he can use Dark Lady during damage step. Whoops.
I hope it wasn't the program's fault. And it's my turn for the extravagance draw.
This is so dumb, dude. Okay. Alright, that's game.
That is good game.
That was one of the dumbest games I've ever seen. Alright, let's see the second one.
So that one was pretty self-explanatory.
This
one's against Shadal Invoked, I'm pretty sure.
And you drew against the best card.
Oof, it was great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the Torrential doesn't support too much.
And this is Master Rule 4, because he's summoning Window there, I'm assuming.
Could be.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know if there's any perk to summoning it there. Unless he has Kaku in hand.
Oh, the mind control
Oh,
hurts.
he used your Rakea to destroy your stuff, dude. That's so good. Damn.
I don't know how you do all that though. Like that's a lot of like everything.
Like he literally used up everything for that play. Literally.
Yeah.
Like, well, I didn't think he realized you played Torrential in this deck. I'm telling you, Torrential's so good right now.
Torrential's such like a hit or miss card. It's either the biggest blowout or it just doesn't do anything.
I feel like if you're turn 2 and after they make a large board, if they're smart, they just attack with everything instead of summoning something.
Mm-hmm.
But some players, like, you can catch them off guard really hard.
That's true. I think this is where the grind happens.
Just don't summon a monster from your extra deck and you're good to go.
I know how to play against shit-alls, so it's like, it's very easy. It's just like, alright, just pick at them. Look at this. Look at how unlucky I get. It's like, I get the 8s. All the 8s. Yeah, another impermanence. Perfect.
I'll take an impermanence any day over another 8. I realize you didn't set the imperm. Are you just like worried that like he has lightning storm and he can just?
I already have them. It's like because sometimes you want to keep cards in your hand because if you have Abomination Soul, you won't want stuff to discard.
Oh, okay, so just in case, like, oh, I have too many imperms, I'm gonna discard it.
Like, yeah, it's just, you know, I'd rather keep the Ash. Maybe if I draw another one of the chambers, I can special summon my blue guy from the hand. So, you know, impermanence could always be an option.
Right, okay. That makes sense.
And I drew the search, and things are about to get wild.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
so
I played this guy like a fool. Like, I played the fiddle.
Oh my god, you spaghettied him. What did you do to him?
Alright, so...
This man had a family.
Needless to say, he tried to Veiler my Sarama. I chained Rakia.
Oh shoot. My game just froze.
It's okay, I'm still here.
Yeah, you chained Rakea, okay.
I chained Rakia to destroy Sarama mid-chain. So his effect would resolve in the graveyard, but his effect is all one effect to set and destroy an Unchained card, triggering the destruction of the trap on a separate chain, would special summon from my deck another Unchained. Also triggering a card being destroyed would set Abomination's Soul off to special summon from my hand.
That's actually insane. Like, if
yes.
Yeah, anybody in the chat, or not in the chat, but like in the comments don't understand that, just like rewind it and listen to that, because that's insane.
But yeah, so that all supposedly triggered at that time.
And can you see my screen again or no?
You didn't share it. It went out of screen share apparently.
Okay.
Oh, I see it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Oh, and we're back to that.
Okay, let's watch that replay one more time. So this is after he draws Veiler, and then I believe the turn after he draws a Mind Control.
Yo, Mind Control's so good. I'm so glad it's at 1, just because it's...
That card is disgusting.
It's so nuts. Good. It's like if I draw Mind Control, like I always have a potential out, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's always a
Rakia. So there's a Rakia. Rakia's destruction effect just comes in so clutch sometimes.
Yeah, like literally either player's turn. So you can destroy one during your opponent's turn, and if for some reason they leave it on the field, you can
correct, and you can like miss targeting. You can manipulate cards very easily with this kind of ability. So the Sarama summon, it's targeting the trap engrave. He tries to effect Veiler. Of course, old rules say card that resolves in the graveyard is no longer effective by cards negating on the field, so that fulfills his effect to set the card and destroy.
Okay, so you can use Rakea to destroy your Sarama, and the Sarama activates during Resolution, is that correct?
Correct.
Resolution, and then also...
my Abomination Soul is triggering through the destruction effect of the trap. Actually, I believe it could be Rakia. It could be Rakia destroying Sarama, and then the Sarama trigger means that I can actually chain link 3 the Abomination's Soul in response to this whole chain from the Veiler.
Effect still goes through, which triggers all 3 effects.
Mm-hmm.
And then you booty clap them from there.
Basically.
Okay, that makes sense now. I had to watch it again a 3rd time.
Woo!
Alright, cool. Alright, the 3rd one. Let's do it. Another Yugioh player, come on, dude.
But this is the Invoked. We get to see the Invoked. Let's go.
Ugh. Every time you Ash their like Alistar, they always have an out. Like, it's either another invocation or some sort of interruption.
Well, Ash isn't going to get affected by, you know, Field or Grave where it's resolving. It's just going to do it. Oh, the mind control is going to get me there. I'm telling you that now. It's going to get me there.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a common play I do. I usually take the tour guide, and you know, if I can't really think of anything, you know, that's worth overextending with, I'll just sit on the Unchained and just let it float.
Okay, so you don't. So in this case, like even though tour guide negates his effects, you'd rather sit on this in this particular matchup because Shaddoll Fusion is very strong, and you don't want that to resolve.
Correct. Okay. So I already know Shaddoll is gonna like capitalize on my extra deck, so I don't need to really focus on it.
Okay.
So tour guide has that ability to take any 3 in my deck, which is like almost 100% of my deck, and just bring it to the field.
Wait, hold on. Why do you flip it face down? I don't understand. Why do you flip the Alistar face down?
Doesn't it have a trigger effect on the...
Oh, when it's normal summon or flip face up.
Yep.
Ah, smart. Okay. Okay, so you just mind control him for game, right? Not game yet, but next turn very likely.
And by that point, I think he gives up? Oh no.
Ariel's so strong, dude. And then Falco resets window. Yep. Then you attack over the window. The window resets or re-grabs that.
But he's not gonna get anything because I'm not gonna bait.
Oh, Purgatrio is like perfect for it. Like if Purgatrio actually slaps you here, you would be in a bad spot.
Well, I think I'm able to get away with it if I remember correctly.
Oh, you just impermed the Purgatrio during battle step. That's so rude.
Yep. But then I think he invocations again.
No, I don't think so.
Oh no, I guess not. And I think that's it.
He could have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kaliga could have been a decent option.
Yeah.
Because he had a dark...
I feel like he runs out of options in like the next turn or so.
Does
like
he even
I
have
think
Kaliga? He doesn't play Kaliga. That's why.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting. Wait, he plays Shikanaga. 2 of those? That's an interesting extra deck. I don't know what this is.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, man. I don't pick my opponents.
Yeah, that's true. Cause he had Kaliga. Kaliga would have been like the perfect play there. Oh, rip. GG. That is it. Alright, so let's go back to your deck.
EDOPro goes so fast.
It's very fast. I like EDOPro is just like whoop whoop whoop. It's a little bit better.
It's okay, I'm making up for such a long talk of my actual deck list. We're gonna make this half that. So.
Alright, dude. So any concluding thoughts?
People... yes, people need to understand that this deck can... Like, it's gonna amount to, you know, how much you're able to understand how the deck plays out. I can easily say it's a rogue deck that if you have no idea what you're going against, you're probably gonna lose to it at least one game. Because their deck is so reactive to your play that you don't understand that you're potentially making a play that's capitalizing on my play.
Mm-hmm.
And as you saw in a lot of those videos, people were just destroying, or I was able to just, you know, use my Spirit of Banishments to just literally take the lead. And as you see, I'm a little more, what's a good word for it? I'm a little more cautious, and like some of the plays, like when you saw against the Shaddoll thing, even though I couldn't tell if he had the shit, like if he was, you know, going into a link was, you know, even though Shaddoll's it's against my favor if I go into an extra deck monster, sometimes I would just, you know, tour guide and just tutor out my monster, and I'd rather just sit on it there. I don't like to overextend, but I know when to. I'm very, like I said, cautious with my plays. So like when I knew that I could go all out with that play with the Sarama, I went ham. I just threw down 4 monsters when I could.
Right.
Like
the deck, you had game.
The deck can't explode.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure some people in the comments are gonna ask this potentially, but like, how do you feel about this deck going up against like, you know, the meta right now, which is, you know, El Dorado and AkemiTCG, or Eldritch is what they call them here. Like, how does it fare against those 2 decks? Like, have you played against them?
So I think I have a video with the new EDOPro against Eldritch, because I was having a buddy that played against it. It's not easy. I need to be able to, you know, so the one upside with it is that if you're playing just straight Eldritch, you know, no zombie world shenanigans, you know, just control variant stun, my deck can potentially handle it just by the fact that I can just keep absorbing your monster into my links.
Yeah.
And, you know, attacking destruction with Eldritch sometimes just doesn't work. Like, it's just, he's a free 35 that just starts beating face and it's unaffected. But like, my ability to be able to stall out and get cards that just have simple destruction and, you know, targeting disruption effects, I feel like I have a fair chance. But Eldritch, the deck, is definitely, you know, in a tier 1 spot at the moment. There's not too many answers that I have for it. But playing against it, I think I was able to win a few games. Mm-hmm. Overall, I feel like I did have a hard time. Impermanences are usually dead. I mean, eventually your Ash Blossoms don't even matter because you're just searching so much. It's like...
Right.
The thing that you have to worry about too is that he's a big body. So even my biggest body, when he uses his effect to summon himself, he's over my guy by at least 500, and I'm like my 3000s. So sometimes you need to just like, you need to float and sit there and just outgrind him, and it's hard because you gotta like 1-for-1 everything, because they work the same way. It's like, you have something in the graveyard, remove from play, set another trap, set another spell, search Eldritch back. There's a card that just surges them from the remove from play pile. It's ridiculous sometimes. Like, they definitely have a hard time. But do I think that they are, like, they have a chance? Absolutely. Like I said, it depends on the grind, and you have to know how to play it. I think at first you'll have a very hard time against the deck, but as you go against Eldritch, you see more patterns, just like any other kind of like Sky Striker control version styles, where it's like protect the king, and you need to get rid of them ASAP. And if they get the right card, then they get the right card, but then you slowly outgrind them.
Okay, so I know this deck like focuses on going second, and a lot of people would argue that in this current format, it's very hard to go second, especially with AkemiTCG making like maybe a 4, 5, 6 negate board. Like, how do you out that?
Because we don't normally have great outs besides overextending into Soul Rage turn 1. So the deck can force disruptions during their turn. So if I go first, you know, it works. But I also play, you know, Infinite Impermanence, and a lot of the time, if I can draw an Aruha the Red Twin, you know, you can kind of force some plays. I mean, against AkemiTCG, it's like that against every deck. It's like, if they go first, it's like, sometimes it's just too much. This deck being said, because AkemiTCG makes cards that negate mostly spell and traps, the deck has the ability to work around that with just straight monster effects. You can potentially crash into one of their monsters and force out an Abomination Soul, and then just try to destroy their cards. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The trap cards are graveyard effects that sometimes you know, a lot of people are either forced to trigger negations or sometimes just can't get around that strategy. And by forcing those negations, even if you have, like, let's say Aruha with like a trap card and you have Abomination Soul, as you can see I played 2 now, you can just easily try to, you know, force their negate, and then you get your Abominable Soul, and then you just destroy their other negate, and their fields could be clear. But if I were to say, like, is it ready? To be perfectly honest, I would make some changes. For or against meta, this deck is actually when these meta decks just came out, so we didn't really get proper like visuals of playtesting. So we now know more of a focus of Eldritch and Adamancipator. This deck was kind of tweaked on and used as soon as Secret Slayers was like released. So I've only had a few like brand new playtesting experiences with it. So I think their strategies have changed, but we now have more concrete evidence. So I would personally say the Super Poly is definitely an out. But because, as you can see, I even have the Adagnister Rock Fusion, or the Cybers Fusion, which is something that I incorporated as being, you know, a more like better way to extend in today's meta with fusions. But other than that, you know, possible addition of maining Nibiru or Dark Ruler No More definitely feels like it's worth testing at the moment.
Yeah, going
even
second
like
sucks.
even like taking Super Poly out and something else to just play like 2 Dark Ruler No Mores or Nibirus. It seems worth it at this point, but you know, those cards are always just a meta call card. It's like, you know, if the call for it is you're going to be facing these decks like 90% of the time, it's probably better than worse that you actually, you know, main deck these particular cards when you're going against decks that are just very spell and trap oriented, or, you know, don't really combo too much. When you're into those formats, those cards tend to just don't make much of an appearance, or they eventually float back into the sideboard because, you know, they are very great cards, but sometimes they won't really do anything against some decks.
Okay, perfect. And that is all the time that we have. Thank you, Patrick, for coming onto the channel again and sharing your wisdom of Yu-Gi-Oh with all these Unchained players, or potential new Unchained players out there. Alright, I am AkemiTCG. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you liked it. If you disliked it, that's fine too. It doesn't really matter. I am AkemiTCG. And this is Patrick C. I will see you guys.
I'll see you guys later, and thanks again.
Alright, bye guys.
The world ends now.